Hello, this is John Quinn, and I'm doing my capstone original contribution assignment by way of via a YouTube video. My assignment consists of a PowerPoint presentation for a professional development session that I will perform for my school. I've already performed it for two members of my school. One is a director and the other is a board member. So they liked it, approved it, and now I will do it for you. First things first, I want to show you that even though I'm not really supposed to do this, I figured I would do a quick little tiny paper, try to make it 2 pages. It wound up being, I think, 3. So after this, I'm just a creature of habit, always wanting to do a paper to go along with my assignment. So here it is. My PowerPoint presentation. I don't know what is going on here. My PowerPoint presentation. There we go. My PowerPoint presentation for the Wilkes-Barre Area Career and Technical Center. It will be a faculty and staff professional development session, and it is to prepare teachers and staff of the readiness of, to prepare for dangers in technology, to prevent them. And the second part of it is to join the technology planning committee. And also the third part is how to utilize e-portfolios in your classroom. We'll do a little bit on that as well. This is here's my mission statement. I'm sorry. This is the mission statement of our school. It is basically to make our students become responsible citizens and to think critically so you could have success in the real world and become lifelong learners, basically, is the gist of it. All right. Today's professional development topics. First, we will do the dangers of computer learning. Then we will do a little presentation about a technology planning committee we're going to build for the future. And then we're going to go through how to implement and utilize e-portfolios for the betterment of our students. Our students' future depends on it. It's one of the nicest things I've ever seen. And it's probably going to be the first thing that I implement if I become a technology specialist / technology leader, if I'm considered that, and I head the technology planning committee for my school. So, without further ado, here we go. And this is something I made up. Prevention is the cure. Education is prevention. That's my little saying there. Okay, here we go. Listing the dangers of technology. First thing you have to do is, list what can possibly happen. Well, how could you harm your students? And I went about listing what FERPA and SIPA is. Why do we need them? Internet filtering is another one I just mentioned, and many other possible dangers. Next slide. It details what FERPA and SIPA are. FERPA stands for Family Education Rights and Privacy Act. SIPA is the Children's Internet Protection Act. And both are federal laws, and both are established to protect children, especially children in school. Well, the one is more than the other, but FERPA deals with student records, who can see them, what you could give away, what you can't. SIPA deals with protecting children from online internet dangers. And that's in school. Both of these are used in school for the most part. And anyone who uses an E-rate in a school has to follow SIPA guidelines without question, or they'll have their internet taken off of them, their E-rate taken off of them. Okay, goals and objectives for FERPA and SIPA. FERPA only allows authorized people to use your children's information. So if someone needs to get information from your child, unless it's an authorized source, they won't get it. And the only way someone could get that information is if a parent or a guardian of that child releases it to them in writing. And schools must let parents know that that's a possibility, and they must let them know of their rights in FERPA and FERPA uses. Okay, SIPA protects children from inappropriate online content. That's basically inappropriate websites, inappropriate language, things they shouldn't be watching, things they shouldn't be seeing. There's a whole list of stuff between pornography and gambling. Basically protects your children from seeing or hearing inappropriate material. And teachers will need to be educated in this area, because if you're not, you can be fired. Okay, next slide. Teachers should know that FERPA is already taken care of by the computer. The technology is already established in the school and also by the administrators. Everyone knows what they're supposed to do. The school is supposed to let like parents and guardians know their rights, though. But the teacher should be educated in 3 key areas of SIPA. And these 3 areas are that anything that's deemed to be obscene, any type of pornographic websites, or anything that could be deemed harmful towards minors. And like I said, there's a whole list of stuff, anywhere from, like they said, pure pornography to gambling, or inappropriate, say, websites with girls running around with bikinis on, stuff like that. Stuff kids should not be getting into, or any kind of drug, like drug type of paraphernalia, or videos on drugs, or making bombs, stuff like that. When I was reading, there was a whole bunch of stuff. But teachers need to be able to perform their professional duties and requirements. That's basically what's going to take place for your teachers. Okay, what should teachers do throughout the year? Well, step 1, they should read up on FERPA and SIPA. They should know their duties. They should plan ahead. They should know what works and what doesn't work, and what's the laws, so they can protect themselves from accidentally giving away information they're not supposed to. Step 2, they should also know how their internet filter works. And if they know how the internet filter works, they'll know what's going to get blocked and what's not. Step 3, be prepared for school technology safety and security. Features to avoid danger. They just need to know those. And the next part is internet filters, how they work, what they do. What's the teacher's role in this? Well, an internet filter, it's a process. And the process of internet filtering works by having someone enter a URL into a URL text box, and the filtering software then compares it to all these other URLs that's listed in a banned, like a whole bunch of them are banned, and if it matches up, they're not allowed to use it. If the URL is on the block list, you're basically not going to get through. If the URL is not in the block list of websites, it's going to get scanned by the website, and it's basically going to compare it to, I think, keywords and key phrases and stuff like that. And if that rings a bell and it hits a flag, it's not going to display that either. And there's specific types of undesirable material. And here's a list of some of them: porn, violence, weapons, drugs. I forgot about the hate group and the violence ones, and gambling, and I already said about the weapons and making bombs and stuff like that. You just can't, these things need to be filtered out. Students are very, 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 what's the word I'm looking for? They're very easily led. Stuff like that, they could get onto that and do bad things they shouldn't be doing in the first place. But the teacher's role in all of this is to be savvy on their knowledge, and what's what and what's not allowed. And if they are, then they'll know. And they'll see a kid on a bomb-making site, and they'll send him to the office and probably get suspended for 3 days. But they have to take actions if the filtering process fails. That's the main thing here from when I was doing this. If it fails, you got to be the next in line to make sure they're not doing stupid stuff. Okay, prevention of theft and computer damage. Teachers need to know how to prevent theft of computers and computer-related materials, the mice, the sound cards. People can just walk away with headsets, stuff like that. Besides locking down the computers and mice, teachers also need to keep inventory and be able to watch the property and make sure the students are damaging and they're not breaking stuff, or clicking the keyboard, like the keyboards, the little whatever they're called, the little button things, pop them out and then switch them on the keyboard. Stupid stuff like that. Here we go. Prevention starts with you, the teacher. Basically, make sure that your passwords get changed if your school does not change passwords like every 6 months or every once a year or something. You should do it every 3 to 6 months yourself. And here's some tips. Don't share your password. Don't make it easy to guess your password. Don't use your dog's name. Don't use your phone number. Don't write your password down and keep it in the vicinity of your computer. You don't want to be, having a kid look on the bottom of your keyboard and, hey, there's the password. Hey, let's get in. And advice, use a combination of upper and lowercase letters and numbers and symbols, and you should be fine. All right. The next part, as we said back here, there's 3 parts. The second part is Technology Planning Committee. So technology planning, I like this little thing, building for the future. Okay. Here we go. Technology Planning Committee, implementing a Technology Planning Committee, what it takes to be successful, why we need you to join it, and what is expected of the teachers, parents, administrators, students, faculty, staff, parents, I guess, whoever, community, students, teachers' aides, janitors, whoever. This is what you need to know. What it takes to have a successful TPC. In order to have a successful one, you need to have it organized. Make sure everything's organized and you know what's going on in your department. So you could order or disregard things that people are trying to push on you that aren't needed or necessary. Basically, we need to join the 21st century when it comes to updating technologies. And our teachers and students can be taught how to properly use computers and avoid internet dangers. Any teacher, student, administrator, parent, support staff, or even aides that can be on this committee must abide by the rules. Teachers need to be better educated on how to monitor students. We just went over that. Teachers can have monitors facing them and learn how to use spy equipment like the spy monitoring programs that are supposed to be on your computer by the IT guys. Teachers need to be trained in how to avoid identity theft and how to detect those, what do they call those, phishing threats or whatever. When they're trying to steal your information, identity theft, stuff like that. And teachers need to get to know the school's filtering process. That's very important because some schools have better ones than others. Some are too strict, some are too lenient. Stringent ones could be bad, lenient ones could be bad too. Teachers can learn how to block inappropriate websites or learn how to filter them in their own classrooms just by being educated and prepared for it. And the very bottom, the main objective to this committee is to organize, plan, and seek out the best possible technology of our school. We can also better the educational process of our students and teach people how to properly monitor internet use. Okay. All right, e-portfolios and why they must be mandatory. Okay, this is the end of part 1. There's going to be a part 2 of this also, and I will pick back up with this because this is its own lesson itself. This is probably the most time-consuming. Well, it's probably twice that of the other 2, the first 2, in this professional development session. Part 1 is over. Part 2 is coming right up. Thank you very much.